So hello guys, this video is a configuration in OSPF Metric. So you can find uh, this practice lab on Wendell's website, Wendell's Odom's website. It's blogsearchskills.com. So we're going to configure lab of OSPF metrics. Okay, so configure the lab as fast. OSPF use concept. This is an explanation. So basically, an OSPF is a cost routing. It it use cost for routing. There's a computation to determine the total cost for routing. So first, let's try and name these exit points. D00 010 020 00 00 00 01. So let's configure. Make the default OSPF confirmation. Change this. Uh, to run. They're using the process ID 1. So I believe every router is using the router 1. There's 100,000. So the default units is on megabits. So since we're using 100,000, it means we are using 100 gigabits, 100 gigabits per second. No, 100 terabits. Anyway, let's go to R2. 1, 2, 3. Finish configuring step 1. Step 2 is this convention. I configure R1. Okay. Since we only need to configure R1. So just want to think we just need to finish this table. Cost of route. I think it's connected. R1 cost for its route to 172 is 17. G00 is 172.16.2.2. So this is 1772. Yes, this 17. The cost. The cost here ah, so the cost here is gonna be 100. Cost will be, so what we're going to configure is the cost R2 here. The cost. Before we do that, just want to know what is the cost before we change for that. Going to document my step. So so going all for the step 2, we are going to configure R1 only. We're not going to configure the other router, even this 5. Yeah. So let's find out the cost before we do that. IP interface G0. So as you can see, cost is 100. So this is 100. How about G010? Same thing, 100. So in order for us to configure so that the route will be on R2 instead of R3, because right now R3 is the one, the default route is on in the next, the next hop is R3. So we don't want that. It's mentioned. So we're going to change it so that R2 will be the next up. So going to go in the interface. We need to change this cost so that it will be more favored than the R3 route. Interface D00 OSPF cost. So it says that we need 150 after configuration cost of route to this network. Okay. So right now the total cost is 100 plus 100 equals 200. So we want 150. So we need to change this into 50. To do that, this command IPOSPF cost 50. So now when we do show, the cost is 50. Okay, so the total cost in the route is total of 150. Okay. Now we're going to do this one. That 4. Where's that 4? Right. 172 in that 4. That 4 that 2. Same thing because here is 100. Let's check to show uh, IP OSPF interface. Yeah, 100. How about 100? Going to change this thing. We need 220. Need to change to 220. So we need to add. So we need to change this in 120. Cost should be 120. So that the total will be 220. Interface 00 E to OSPF 20 to show if so now the cost is 120. So the total cost is 220. Now we want the cost route is 180 to R4. We can configure R4 cost change uh manually, but we are said to only configure R1 only. So we're going to change this uh cost instead, so that R4 route to that one subnet will be 180. So first let's check the cost. uh, to show interface. Cost is 100. Total cost is 200. We want it changed to 180. So I have 120 here. So I think we need to change it into 60. So interface G00. CPU SPF cost 60. So CPU SPF G0. Now the cost is 60. So from R4 to 172.16.1 network, the total cost will be 180. 120, 120, oops. 120 in this interface plus 60 interface. So the total cost will be 120 plus 60, a total of 180 cost of route after configuration. Okay, so let's check. No, before that, going to note it. So yeah, finish the configuration as follows. Let's check the answer. So you can see the answer here. 80 is that. I have two correct. And the last one is wrong. Hmm. So uh think the cost is changed to 80 on G00 with in mind that after changing the G20 G020 cost to 120, it is changed back to its default cost, which is 100. That's why it used 80 for a total of 180. For the total of 180. I think that's what happened. Wonder if there's a commentary here. The lab is asking you to which some going cost 80 from iPhone. But what I said is typically the same. I think that's just a misunderstanding in this lab because 120 and 50, we hit the mark in the answer 50 and 120 with properly explaining the total cost, right? Since there's only one way for 1.1, there's no chance that it uses another route or another interface to go to 1.1. So the total will be 180. Like, so I think what happened is after configuring this wire 120 and total cost to that 4 network, it revert back to default mode. That's why they use 80 here. But I think that's all. I think that's the concept behind this 80.